Right. Settled. So very good morning, all of you. I think online too they're getting joined. Okay. So as usually, any doubts, clarifications before we proceed? Nothing? Right. So this week, the political storm is on, keeping the general elections. It's but natural that opposition criticize ruling party, and ruling party in turn take up the opposition too, especially if any historical blunders or other related they committed. Always the political mileage, no doubt they will say it. But this time, one of the issue that take in this political storm is the border issues. The very sovereignty of the country is involved. The part of the territory was ceded to other country. Okay, the part of the territory by agreement, by international agreement, it was given. So that became an issue. And one of the reason for the issue, all of you know that, no, is an RTI, Right to Information Act, right? So once right to information, now that is a fundamental right. So one responsible citizen asks for, and naturally, the RTI is given. Then that was taken advantage by every party. But anyhow, here from our exam point of view, the Kachadiv Islands, the issue is that now. So what is this all Kachadiv Island about? Is an important, both from the prelims and mains point of view, because India's relation with neighbors, India's neighborhood first policy, regularly appeared in your exams, both in prelims as well as the mains. Mains compulsory question. Okay, which country they will ask, or every country they ask, next question. The limbs part. Where are the issues involved? And opposition, the Congress, right? India Alliance, they called it, right? They too retaliated and question instead of answering, right? Question to question sometimes. Had done or not is next question. What about you? And they started questioning about the land border agreement that happened in 2015, because 14 Modi came to power. At the time, it was considered an historic border problem between India and Bangladesh resolved by resolving the so-called enclave issues. Good. But quantifying how much you have given, how much you got back, quid pro quo related, and it says how that you have given 111 but got back only 51. That means quantifying in when it concerns double you have given, right? It looks like 2 rupees you have given, only 1 rupee you have taken back. So what it's all about. At the same time, the Chinese issue, China again woke up and trying to rename the places which are under its occupation. Not only that, even the neighbors which are now in India also. So Shakespeare's quotation, what's in name? Whatever name you called rose, no, it smell like a rose. It's out of question. That's what Jaishankar to talking. Just because changing, you cannot change everything. So the border issues now, in one form or the other, become an issue. So it's advisable to know from exam point of view again, and certain things, most of it we are recollecting the issue. So here the most important thing when it comes to the Kachadiv Islands, the point that we have to keep in mind, this is all in the India, right? The border is all the Sri Lankas, if you take it. So when this Kachadiv Islands, just a minute, is here. So it's completely the east of India, right? The Bay of Bengal. West of India, Arabian Sea. North of India, again Himalayas only. But south of India, Indian Ocean. So we have three ocean. We call, no, what do we call that? It's not island. Sri Lanka is an island surrounded by complete water. Ours is a peninsula. So three sides it is. And our territory supposed to end here, right? This is what the border road, right? But land is up to here. Is it India sovereignty ends with here? India's supreme power. India is supreme over its individuals and association within its territory. What is the meaning of territory? Will it stops there? Or do you have any control over these waters? What it is called? Oh, say, if that be the case, so say up to here, right? This is what we call territorial waters. What is the extension of territorial waters? 12 nautical miles. 1 nautical mile equal to how many kilometers? 1.6, something like this, okay? So, nautical mile means, once in group 1 prelims, long back it was asked, they asked the meaning of nautical mile. A measure of distance on seas. If it is on road, we call kilometer miles. There, nautical mile. So, roughly we say this every 3 kilometers equal to 2 nautical miles, roughly. So, territorial waters. Territorial water. It's a water, but territory. Considered as territory means we have full control, complete sovereignty over that. If you see the map of India, below they write, right? Indian territorial waters extend up to 12 nautical miles. It is as per which law? Which international law? Law of the Sea of year. What is the year? 1955. United Nations Conference on Law of the Sea. Generally we call UNCLOS also. So 1955 itself. Before is a custom, number of customs and usages become the realities under the auspices of UN. So they paid it so that it's for each and every country. It will be. So we have the full control as if it considered as a concerned country's territory. Okay, everything belongs to us. Even a foreign ship, the boat wanted to enter, it should take our permission. That's what territorial waters. So what is the meaning of territorial waters? Meaning, extension of sovereignty over the waters. Otherwise we call, right? Complete control of the concerned country's sovereignty. Okay? Extension of sovereignty over the waters. Every country has 12 nautical miles. So like this, once you have the Sri Lanka, right? When the Sri Lanka, this is all up to Sri Lanka it is concerned, right? This is also Sri Lanka. So for this also 12 nautical miles. But Kachadivu Islands, where it is? 14. That means it is beyond territorial waters. It's also beyond the territorial waters of Sri Lanka. Then that's called as what? It is 14, right? So from here, Rameshwaram, where is this? Yeah. If you measure from here, okay, because our seas comes in here. This is Rameshwaram, right? So 12 nautical miles is coming here. And for this 12. So, sorry. Rameshwaram, if you measure from here, it may come up to this, right? And for it, if it come it up, it is somewhere, it come like this. Okay. It is neither with nor. Right? We call this as EEZ. Beyond the territorial waters, next concept comes the EEZ. What is the full form? Sure. Exclusive economic zone. What is the extension? So this is supposed to be 200, but it is hardly limited. No, we don't have this 200 here. If it is less than 200, mid path will be taken into consideration. Okay. Complete this Rameshwaram to up to here, you will find 31 nautical miles. It's only 31 nautical miles. That means say 15 and a half. Of course. If that be the case, definitely it is in India. Right? Definitely is India. But where you have to measure? From here or from here? Because ours is up to here. We will not measure from here. We will measure from here. Sri Lanka is this. They will not measure the Colombo and everything. They will not measure from here. They will measure from here. Isn't it? The last part will be taken into consideration. What is the main difference between exclusive economic zone and territorial waters? So it looks like you knows it, but don't know. కదా తెలుసు కానీ అంటాం కదా, అంటే ఎక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది? వీఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఇట్, అంతే కదా. వై విల్ గెట్ దట్ ప్రాబ్లం? యూ విల్ నాట్ థింక్ అబౌట్ దట్. ఓకే, దాని గురించి మనం ఆలోచించాం, చదివేస్తాం, తీసి పక్కన పడేస్తాం. ఓకే, వన్స్ యూ ఫినిష్ రీడింగ్, ట్రై టు రీకలెక్ట్ అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. And whenever you read something, we'll ask them to discuss with the friends. While discussing, you will spell it out, right? Then you will get more clarity. Okay, అంతేగాని డిస్కస్ చేస్తే మీ నాలెడ్జ్ అవతలోడికి ఏం పోదు. The dissemination will empower you more. ఓకే, ఎంతమంది పంచితే ఇంకంత పెరుగుతుంది తప్ప తగ్గదు ఇది నాలెడ్జ్. And try to explain that in a way. Looks like small concept, and recent in the civils pattern, group pattern, completely the concept based, but they are going in depth. It looks like all are concept, basic concepts, but going in depth. That means you are supposed to aware of its meaning in detail. Telusu ante kada, then that will be the concept. So the presentation that matters. For everything now you have to argue in favor. Once you know in depth the meaning, in depth the point 1 to 3, then only you can. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let us see this. Yeah, Kilashri mentioned fishing prohibited, only can harness economic resources, right? So here you have control only on resources. Exclusive economic activity can be done, not the sovereign activity. You don't have supreme power. Supreme power is only on resources. Like, no, we mentioned fishing. So Madhuri is very much fond of fishing, right? Right. Take a light. So fishing is very important. And now China wanted to have the control of South Sea mainly for that purpose, rather than anything else, because it has to cater the food for its population. So then minerals, oil, right? So innumerable resources now under the water. If that be the case, only concerned country can utilize, not the others. Right? There is an exclusive economic zone. It is under, when UN finalized EEZ, when it came in, though it is discussion on from long time, finalized 1982, exclusive economic zone, unclause. Okay, that is what we call, right? This is also same thing. Conference on Law of the Sea. This same thing. This Law of the Sea. This 1982. Okay, you got this one. Only control over the resources. Nothing more than that. And of course, here we don't have an issue. If it is more, 200, that country, still some more waters left out, what they're called as high seas. High seas means hmm, international waters. International waters. High seas is international waters. Belongs to the universe, everything, the globe. So it's under the control of United Nations. You have United Nations, the Convention on High Seas. Seabed Authority is there, that will take care. Okay? And those resources assigned to whom? Landlocked countries. What do you mean by landlocked country? Completely surrounded by only land, no water. That is, no, not having access to sea. For example, Nepal or Bhutan, Afghanistan, of course, Telangana. But Telangana is not a country, right? It's one of the state here. But still, Telangana is landlocked within India, if you take it up is concerned. So, they will assign to that. So, as per international laws, it will be there. So, once upon a time, the Sri Lanka is under the control of Britain also, like India. What is the old name of Sri Lanka? What is your childhood name? You have to be right, something right? ఏం లేదా సరే Ceylon, good. Ceylon. Ceylon is the old name. Once upon a time it's called. Burma old name? Burma is the old name. Is the new name of Myanmar. Okay. So different countries change its names in the course of time. So once Ceylon got free after 1935 Act, okay, the Sri Lanka was given it off. British government, because previously under the British. So when the issue arises, even remember Sri Lanka is not directly ruled by the Britishers. It is under suzerainty. Sri Lanka has its own way in the government. It under the control. Rajulu, Samantulu antam. It is something like the emperor and the king relations. And they used to operate, administer together. Because anyhow they is under their control. But once get free and India get free, then the big question mark arises. So Ceylon is claiming this Kachitu island from the beginning. One of the reasons, no doubt, it is beyond its territorial waters, but very near compared to India. Compared to India, very near. It will come under EEZ of India. If it is given as is an adjacent, it will become Sri Lankan. Plus, you have three sides. The part. They too have the four sides, but very small country it is, isn't it? So, wanted to have the control over it. And that issue is going on. Even after independence, though some border issues we resolved, it's on and on. And one of the Indian way of resolving issues, especially with international related, what it is, our constitution stipulates the peaceful resolution of disputes. Peaceful resolution of dispute through negotiations by arbitration if necessary. Right? Negotiations, arbitration. That's what generally we call no samadhana beda. So first you have to resolve peacefully. Which article is stipulating that? Anywhere in the constitution is it mentioned? Hmm? Anywhere in the constitution mentioned that the disputes are has to be resolved peacefully through negotiations by arbitration? Article 50. What is this Article 50? Right? Is a part of directive principles of state policy. Right? Part of directive principles of state policy. Clearly stipulated. Though is a direction, right? Instrument of instructions. What to do, what not to do. So the priority has to be there. What is arbitration? Negotiation, okay. What is arbitration? For everything, you can't go to the International Court of Justice, ICJ, right? Where is ICJ? Hague, right? How many judges? 15 are there, right? Other things. So, no doubt, it is under auspices of the UN. It will take care of the disputes between the nations. But every time you can't it be. One of the reason is also that it is not binding. ICJ judgments are not binding. It is up to the countries to adhere to or not adhere to. Follow అవ్వాలా లేదా మన ఇష్టం ఉంటుంది. But we have to follow sometimes. One of the personal relations, what we'll do is, for example, if two are fighting, another person will come. Okay, what is the issue? Do whatever I say. The moment both of you said, okay, both of you will do whatever you say. So, right or wrong, you have to adhere to. That's what arbitration is. Nothing more than that. Okay. For example, India, Pakistan, we resolved border dispute through arbitration. We have border problem only regarding Kashmir, not regarding other coast, run of Kutch, that is Gujarat, Rajasthan. There, no, we don't have the border issue, especially this run of Kutch desert area. Before it is there, what's the border name of India, Pakistan? Radcliffe. Okay, it was named after a surveyor. Same thing with China. What's the border name, China? McMahon. This is a de jure, as per law. Of course, generally we call LOC, line of control, that is only regarding Kashmir, because some part was occupied by Pakistan before Kashmir became part of India. Okay? Remaining everything. So in 60s, after 65 war, right? The issue is that then we thought of resolving. We resolve through arbitration. We choose an Iran judge. Pakistan has chosen Iraqi judge and one neutral country judge. Which country is neutral? Two countries in the world are neutral mainly. One is Switzerland, Norway. They will not align to anybody hitherto. Of course, now it will be to NATO, okay, Sweden part and everything, but otherwise, this. So, Switzerland, we have chosen one judge from Switzerland. They looked into and made the demarcation. Both the countries accepted. So we don't have even the Pakistan, which we consider natural enemy, we don't have the border issue vis-a-vis with run of Kutch is concerned. Okay? We resolve through arbitration. Arbitration, because we choose a judge, you choose a judge, neutral judge, we only refer and it is binding. Arbitration is called award. Judgment is not called as the award. Award you have to take, no? Is an appreciation. So you have to. And that was visualized and kept it in already in the constitution. And we had done that. Even if you look at Indus Water Treaty, the clause is there of arbitration. If something issue is there, refer arbitration, not of ICJ. And whatever arbitration said is binding, because both the countries together referring. Okay. Same thing regarding India and Bangladesh. What is that island name? Suddenly, while Ireland came, when 1976, New Moor Island, right? India claimed it's ours. Bangladesh claims ours. We put our flag also there. Of course, uninhabited. Then we said, okay, because comparatively friendly relation with Bangladesh, we referred to arbitration. By the time arbitration delivered judgment, this Moor Island disappeared. So nature has given the judgment. Okay, submerged in the water. Anyhow, arbitration delivered in favor of Bangladesh. We agree. Let it be so. Even in future Moor Islands by come up by mistake or by chance, it is Bangladesh now. That's how the role of arbitration plays a very crucial role. And last time, in the number of students from Telangana and AP received this question in civil interviews, because when N.V. Ramana, right, the Chief Justice, no, he inaugurated the Center for Arbitration in Hyderabad itself. So, what is all about arbitration? Isn't it? So, you need to be aware of those things. Okay, the current affairs link with the issues. Like this, the issues will be resolved. ఇవన్నీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నాం. నేను సరదా చెప్పలా, న్యూ మూర్ ఐలాండ్ అని చెప్పుకున్నా, రాట్ క్లిఫ్ లైన్, రన్ ఆఫ్ కచ్ అనుకున్నాం. ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ రిజాల్వ్డ్ పీస్ఫుల్లీ త్రూ నెగోషియేషన్స్, త్రూ ఆర్బిట్రేషన్. ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ నెగోషియేషన్, ఎనఫ్, రైట్? సో from Nehru onwards, negotiations are going on between India and Sri Lanka. That's alone, but nothing finalized. Sometimes, no, always history when plays a role, the events plays a crucial role. India faced war scenarios. 1962, war with China. China occupied some land. Okay. What is that area called now in Ladakh? Siachen. Aksachin, not Siachen. Siachen is still under India's control. Aksachin is under Chinese now. Similarly, some part of Arunachal Pradesh too they occupied. Okay, so we faced that. We lost something. Then again, 65 war with Pakistan. Anyhow, we are able to win the war. And we intruded into some part of Pakistani territory in this Rajasthan-Punjab border. We entered inside. Okay? The party is concerned. If the war would have continued, we would not have taken back LOC then at the time itself. Almost all, we are off of it. So once we have the truce, the war ended with the mediation of Russia, we withdraw ourselves. Then this arbitration we created regarding run of catch, okay, and resolved. So that before and now, the issue stands. 71 war, that played a very crucial role. What's happened in 1971 war with whom? Pakistan. Why? 65 we can understand regarding Kashmir. So when East-West Pakistan, in between India, right? So some problem with the civil war in Pakistan. And this East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, want to be free. They don't want to be under control of West Pakistan. But West Pakistan don't want to lose control. Right? Who you are fighting? With violence, they are retaliating. That's the scenario. You know all those things. And number of people came to India in the form of refugees. Lakhs cross millions of people. So India is feeling sense. Same thing, Pakistan, no? When you say this, enter, it has to come here, it has to go like this, right? Ship, air. Civilian aircrafts permitted. Now the war aircraft started. India stopped. Will not permit. It is against the Chicago Convention. And Pakistan filed a case against India. Instead, a civilian will permit. But war, who knows if you drop the bomb on India while going? Right? Anything is possible because of the war scenario. And civilian aircraft you may use for the war, dual use. Who knows? Right? So keeping that in mind, we put off. There the issue started. It looks like India sided with then West Pakistan, the Bangladesh. And Pakistan tie up with whom? America. Pakistan, America have a very good relation at that time. Even 1965 war, America is with Pakistan. It asked India to surrender what? The entire Kashmir to India, hand over officially. Once we refused, the result is it invoked the PL 480. What is PL 480? Public Law 480. PL. With that, under Public Law 480, we used to import food grains from America, like wheat. Okay? We used to import. And once we are not listened to them, Americans are very angry on this. Right? He said, we are giving the food you are eating and not listening to us. Then they revoked this PL, withdrawn the PL. And not only that, one ship is on the way to India. They dumped the entire ship of wheat into the ocean. So such is the inhuman act. And that triggered, right, the what we call a criticism. Again, the entire world, right, criticized US. And one person, right, got inspired, motivated, then thought of helping India. He is none other than not Russia. And the result is the Green Revolution. Norman Borlaug. He came to India, worked with Swaminathan. So Norman Borlaug was the father of Green Revolution in the world itself. Swaminathan in India, right? And together. So by using high yield variety seeds, we are able to. Within the limited land, same land, we are producing more. That's the purpose of, right? So, such a cruel the America is at that point of time. So it is very much with Pakistan in the beginning because of the Cold War issue. Russia, America, right? The issue. So the thing. Afghanistan supported by Russia. And these are all. And when finally Pakistan requested, America came in support of whom? Pakistan. And send its 7th fleet against India. Okay, if you make it down further, in the ending, you will have Diego Garcia. Ever heard? Diego Garcia is an Indian Ocean, a small island. Number of competitive examinations you find this Diego Garcia. What is Diego Garcia? It's a naval base, American naval base in Indian Ocean. Okay? They kept their group of warships. They're called fleet. F-L-E-E-T. Fleet means group of warships. The 7th fleet of America, even now it is there. Okay? And the 7th fleet marched towards India. Right? Knowing that, then our Prime Minister immediately flown to Russia, entered agreement with then USSR, right? Peace and friendship treaty with Russia. Attack on any country, treat as attack on both the countries. So now America is moving. So Russia send its, then Khrushchev, the warship. American warships are on the way. No protest, though we are watching. Then American got doubt, what is this? Then we simply said, look back. When they look back, Khrushchev is there. Then took the U-turn and back. That's how we were saved. And we become the winners in favor of Bangladesh. And here the crucial point. As I said, the moment we got information, who passed on information to us? Sri Lankans. Okay? It is the Sri Lankans who briefed us this, the movements of the 7th fleet. In depth, intelligence part. And without the Sri Lankan permission, even American ship can't enter into their exclusive economic zones. And it's nothing but a war, isn't it? That's also constraints. And fortunately, we both have very good relations at the time, except the issue. So finally, we became the winners. We thanked Sri Lanka for that information. Mere thanks sometimes may not be sufficient, right? Sometimes we have to give something. They're asking for a long time. Then if we let it be so. Right? Sometimes, right? When you say that we have one doctrine called Gujarat doctrine. Have you heard that? What is Gujarat? The Prime Minister of India. His doctrine is do whatever you can to our neighbors without expecting anything back. Because all our neighbors, by default, they are very small in nature. And they are more backward than India. None is rich. None is bigger. So India is in a way a big brother. Let you do so. Right? Even recently, on the Maldives, right? Very much against India, all the things. Even direct attack to Modi itself, personally. But still, now Maldives badly in need of food for survival. Right? We send it. Let it be so. So we have that magnanimity, whichever the government is in power. Right? Whichever the government is in power. We have that concept of Panchashil. Panchashil is 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. Anybody can tell me what are the 5? Very important. For the mains point of view, you are right. You don't have an option. Huh? Achilles is mentioned a lot. Naturally, than good. Pardon? What is the question? 1954. India, China. Who is the Chinese Prime Minister then? Chow and Lai. Okay. Indian Prime Minister? Nehru. At least that is very good. Okay. So, respecting mutual respect for each other, territorial integrity. That's the very first. Territorial integrity means you have to respect that. Mutual non-aggression. You cannot attack each other. Mutual non-interference in internal affairs. What are happening inside is my headache. You can't interfere into other countries. Now, recently, when elections are issued, are now the part, Germany, America expressed their concern regarding arrest of Kejriwal. He said, mind your business. It's an internal affair. Right or wrong, we will take care. Who are you? We are sovereign, right? There end the matter. There's no question of compromise, come what may. Right or wrong is we concern. Our court will decide later, right? If any human error, misuse, abuse, our courts are there. Who are you to interfere? Even we question UN, right? When the UN is concerned, good, you be in your limits. So that's how we never allow the mutual non-interference in each other internal affairs. And fourth one is mutual benefit. Based on what? The principles of equity and equality, right? Mutual equity, okay? The benefit based on the equity. Equity is principles of natural justice. So whenever you are giving something, taking something, your exports, imports, see that not in favor of one country. It should be beneficial to both, not one-sided. So that is the principle, right? All the time we take in mind. And overall peaceful coexistence. Final point is peaceful coexistence. Let live and let live. Why fight? So when these 5 principles now became the core of more than 50 countries in the world, even the Modi who criticizes the Nehru, he never criticized these Panchashil principles. He had her to. He appreciated at one point of time. He came up with his own another Panchashil. Like this, it will be there. So when the mutual benefit and equality is there, right? You can do this. So quid pro quo is but natural. So Gujarat Doctrine came up in 90s, but we are implementing from the beginning. Even Indus Water Treaty, we criticize now in favor of Pakistan. But we said, let it be so. Water only we are giving, no? Let them survive. We have enough water. Not that we are right starving and giving. We are not utilizing our water even today, remaining our rivers, isn't it? So let it be so. That's how the magnanimity is happening from the beginning. Not of now, even now, that is the thing. So keeping this sort of the things, the government of India, then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, entered agreement with Sri Lanka. Then Sri Lankan Sirumavo Bandaru Nayake, the first woman Prime Minister and as well as the President, because Sri Lanka, one presidential form, one prime minister form, like this, no? They will move on also for some time. Entered agreement in 1974. This is all 71%, right? Time come, we thought of addressing the issue. It's an international agreement, right? Bilateral treaty, two countries. If it is more than three, we call multilateral. Right? So under the backdrop of all these incidents, it was given. And finally they said it recognized the Kachadivu as part of Sri Lanka. So there's a change of ownership from India to Sri Lanka. Ownership changed. But conditions like Indus Water Treaty, we are allowed to drink the water if it is going. You can't use it for commercial purpose, but you can pass. Like this says, fishing can be done around the island and dry their nets. That is, now that Kachadivu Island uninhabited, only small church is there, St. Thomas Church, only on Christmas, right? Day, December 25th, it will be open. Then next day it will close. So our fishermen go there, take the rest, tie their nets, relax. It's permitted. Okay. Sri Lankan too come and relax. So no issue on this words. And without any passport visas, we can visit this Catholic shrine. That's what, as per 1974 agreement. Then later, it was extended further in 1976. It clarified more of this when you said maritime boundaries and talking about this exclusive economic zone. Exclusive economic zone concept is very much discussing from 1970s, though 82 it came into force. And India is a pioneer in that negotiations. Then we thought of adhering to that terms. Now the ownership change, how you can utilize the resource? No doubt under 74 you can. Then again, when 76, especially this 76 is a period of emergency in India, right? So they impose further restrictions on fishing vessels and fishermen. You can't, neither India nor this. You do this. Because so that we can avert any sort of clash over this. So virtually prohibited the fishing in each other's waters. If at all you want to do, you have to take the prior permission. Then only can do. Either the countries. It's not one-sided. It's both the countries. Okay? Automatic permission is neither for Sri Lanka nor for India. This happened in 76. Okay? Here, one point is that India, we adhere to the international rules and regulations with all good faith. That's what Latin term called facta Sancta servanda. Okay, we have to adhere whatever agreements we have to be do. And once international agreement happen, who is having authority to transfer? The parliament. Parliament has the power to implement the international, even on state laws, state subjects, it can make a law. Under which article? Under which article? Parliament can make a law to implement international treaties. I think last time we discussed in a different contest, maybe 1 or 2 months back. Okay. As I told you again, the revision is very crucial. And whenever this sort of issues comes, you have to question that related issues. Then your preparation become holistic. Okay, that's what from the beginning I told you. No LKG, UKG approach. No chapter wise 1, 2, 3, 4. If you adhere to, is a big question mark you will get it or not. So random preparation is very crucial. Based upon your current issues, you have to learn everything. Okay, and you find out and tell me which article is stipulating that. So you move into mention, right? All Panchashil, good. Not 249 of them. It's not. That is, Rajya Sabha has the power to make a law by 2/3 majority under state list. Then, so once the scenario be there, now Kachati Island. By agreement, we passed on. Now, what is the issue? Over now. We are losing, right? If that's what in the beginning we said, if it is ours, from here 12 nautical miles, right? Again, exclusive economic zone. If it is less than that, up to here, right? I mean, sorry, up to here, we used to have control. Now we are stopping here, right? Up here is our sun. We lost all these things, resources. And most importantly, now the Chinese inroads into this, it becomes strategically crucial. We are at the disadvantage now, right? If it have been, we are at advantage. Why we have not surrendered the Andaman Nicobar Islands? Far off, uninhabited, only tribals live there. Even the tribals used to eat the man, who are the things, but still we are holding. Why? Very strategically crucial, near to the Malacca Strait. If that is not there, definitely India very vulnerable. It is horrible for India, right? So giving up islands is not in the long-term interest of the nation. Not just the fishing part is concerned. This sort of the vision we required sometimes. You know, Petiwal 1962, you get defeated. Now you are given an option for China, right? You can't say that I didn't visualize they will, what you call envelope our friends. China is very good at envelope. Envelope అంటే తెలుగులో మడత పెట్టేసి అంటావు. నా ఫ్రెండ్ నువ్వు హైజాక్ చేసేయటం. ఎన్వలప్ అంటే కదా మడత పెట్టేయటం. సో ఎన్వలపింగ్ ఈస్ my friend, later I introduce to you, you'll become your friend. In the course of time, you'll become your friend only, not mine. Sometime that person may become anti to me. That's what happening. Most of neighbors are India's. China is enveloping, converting them as it knows. Same thing Nepal, right? Maldives, to some extent Sri Lanka. So all these examples. So strategically, we are facing the issue. Because of that, Modi is on that. But at the same time, one more point. Unfortunately, Congress is also not highlighting. This is not one-sided. You're talking about only Kachadiv Island. At the time, there is one more issue of dispute between India and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka also claimed that. During that, Sri Lanka said, okay, you take that. Say, B has given Kachidivai line. Sri Lanka surrendered its sovereignty over another island. That is what 1976 over, right? Wedge Bank. Very few newspapers, very few channels carried this. Unfortunate it is. And very unfortunate is even the Congress, which is at the receiving end, not highlighting this point. So here, this is here, Indian Ocean. You all know Thiruvananthapuram, Kanyakumari, right? The point, this part. Sri Lanka have the claim on this also. Okay? This part, no, there's one more island here up to Sri Lanka's. So from this all the way. And it is for a long time under the Sri Lanka. Even the British period, Sri Lanka used to have more control because it was occupied by then kings. Okay? More than India, even British India, this West Bank is under the control of Sri Lanka. Because they have advantage once upon a time, historically speaking. So they are continuing. Like no, Goa is under control of Portuguese for a long time till 1960. Similar way it is. So it is anyone nearby to you, we will relinquish our claim on the West Bank. Hand it over. Now Sri Lanka is good or bad? Forget about India. Right? No doubt it claims something. At the same time, he said, okay, there no dispute now. So no maritime boundary dispute between India and Sri Lanka right now resolved. You got something. So like this, that's been and advisable to make note of. And this Wedge Bank is very resource rich. Okay. Part is concerned. And in 1976, not in 74, when both the countries happened, Sri Lanka recognized completely under it, and now is under India's exclusive economic zone. Sri Lanka relinquished its rights. So, in always in international relations, this quid pro quo will be there. You give something, take some. Maybe more or less. Then only issues will be resolved. If you stick on, come what may, that will continue. Unnecessarily, both the problems will be finished. So we cannot even, it's not one-sided. Okay? That's what the point, at least the preparing for the competitive has to keep in mind, the policymakers. Then anyhow, back to, because the Congress retaliated stating that, okay, we have done, our prime minister done, what about you? Why you surrendered the land border? What is this enclave issue? I mean, regarding Sri Lanka, any doubts? Because I'm sure that this sort of things appeared in both the prelims and the mains. All entrances examination. I think we discussed more than 50 bits in one form or the another. All the issues in and around, including the Green Revolution came. Right? Because each one had a link. This is what the network. You can't ignore this network. Saligood antanga, inka cheppalante is going on. Any doubt on this? Anyhow, still the issue of fishermen, India and Sri Lanka is going on. Sri Lanka is harassed. Okay, whenever, especially unfriendly government is there in Sri Lanka. But one peculiar scenario is always Tamilian fishermen get arrested, not Andhra fishermen. Andhra Pradesh also coast, no? Is also just, right? When you look at this, This is all the things. Why? They too go there.